Okay, let's just get right into it. Welcome to this explainer where we are breaking down the absolute chaotic financial world of a guy named Kevin. Now look, Kevin is honestly like a lot of us. He's just trying to navigate a modern money culture that, let's be real, feels way less like a bank and more like an emotionally manipulative casino. And today we are analyzing his encounter with a truly magical yet deeply destructive modern phrase, 4 easy payments. I mean, it's a phrase that promises absolutely everything and demands literally nothing from you. Well, at least not today. So we're going to unpack the trap of buy now, pay later and figure out why it's so incredibly effective at completely rewiring how we spend our money.
So picture this. Somewhere in America right now, a financially unstable decision is being approved instantly. We find Kevin, right? He's staring at his laptop and this exact glorious message pops up. Even Kevin himself says out loud, that seems medically irresponsible. But the system? The system does not care. We are being introduced to this whole new aesthetic of debt. Imagine a credit card villain, but not some ugly, scary monster. No, think of someone incredibly charming who just smiles slowly and whispers, hey, it's debt, but aesthetically pleasing. That is the hook of modern finance, guys. It doesn't look like a trap. It looks like a literal party, complete with the little confetti emoji bursting right in your face.
And that brings us perfectly to Section 1, the sneaker incident. Let's look at the psychology of small payments. Now, take a second and feel the sheer brutal force of that number, $480. When Kevin sees this, his immediate visceral reaction is, absolutely not. No way. And this reaction right here, this is a core concept in behavioral economics, known as loss aversion. As humans, our brains naturally panic at the thought of large immediate losses. Dropping nearly $500 all at once feels like an actual physical punch to the gut. The friction is incredibly high, and honestly, it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. It's stopping Kevin from making a terrible financial decision.
But the retailer really doesn't want Kevin to walk away. So suddenly, that massive, terrifying price tag just vanishes, and it's replaced by a much, much friendlier number. Hey, it's only $40 today. And just like that, poof, the friction is completely gone. To Kevin's brain, these sneakers suddenly feel absolutely 100% free. He justifies it in like 2 seconds flat. $40 isn't a commitment. It's a couple of coffees, right? It's a mediocre lunch. It's basically nothing.
This whole situation brilliantly illustrates how buy now, pay later actively hacks the brain's perception of risk. When you think about paying the full price, it is painful. It feels like an explosion in your bank account. But the alternative? Small payments. Your brain processes these not as a financial threat, but as tiny, harmless, sparkly little marshmallows. The crazy part? The total cost hasn't changed at all. The debt is exactly the same, but the packaging has completely bypassed Kevin's logical defenses.
Which leads to Kevin uttering this incredible, perfectly delusional line. He confidently clicks buy and just says, future Kevin is honestly carrying this franchise. Because, that's the illusion, right? Small future payments are for future you to worry about. Current you just gets to wear the fresh sneakers. But then his friend Marcus enters the chat to firmly ground the situation. Marcus asks the most logical question possible. Kevin, if you literally cannot afford it right now, why are you buying it? And Kevin's genuinely honest, completely sincere response? Because the app used confetti. It's hilarious, yeah, but it's dangerously true. The gamification of our spending is absolutely working.
All right, which leads us directly into Section 2, the subscription apocalypse. It's time to look at the reality of stacking the payments.
So the absolutely crucial point here is how fast this whole thing snowballs. Kevin is now just using BNPL for everything. We get this cinematic montage of his impulse buys. It is not just the sneakers anymore, guys. Now we're talking concert tickets, a premium gaming chair, an espresso machine he doesn't know how to use, a giant TV, an air fryer. None of these felt like massive purchases at the checkout screen because they were all sliced into tiny, digestible little fractions. But what Kevin has actually done, he has slowly transformed his future income into a series of relentless, monthly emotional penalties. He is spending money he hasn't even earned yet.
And then reality literally comes calling. Or, well, vibrating. Kevin's phone just starts getting hit with this aggressive, non-stop barrage of notifications. Klarna, Afterpay, Affirm, PayPal Pay Later. His phone is literally vibrating off the kitchen table. Kevin just stares at it and sarcastically realizes, wow, my phone actually sounds financially disappointed. All those different apps that felt so friendly and helpful at checkout, yeah, They are now all knocking on his door at the exact same time, asking for their tiny, harmless marshmallows back.
Okay, so here is the educational breakdown of why buy now, pay later totally exploded in America. It fundamentally just doesn't feel like debt. A traditional credit card, we perceive that as a scary dragon. We've been taught for decades that credit card debt is dangerous, it breathes fire, it ruins lives, stay away. But BNPL? It's presented as a cute, helpful, wide-eyed little puppy. But make absolutely no mistake, it is the exact same danger. It just survives on vastly superior, way cuter marketing. Because look, a dragon will bite you, sure, but a puppy with a knife will also bite you.
And that brings us to Section 3, Fake Affordability. Enter Tiffany.
Tiffany enters the scene dramatically and delivers this absolute gem of delusional justification. Honestly, I finance everything. It's called cash flow management. Marcus, who is desperately trying to be the voice of reason here, immediately fires back, "Tiffany, you financed a blender." To which she flawlessly replies, "A luxury blender." This perfectly, and I mean perfectly, illustrates how internet culture masks consumer debt as some sort of sophisticated financial strategy. Calling a 4-part payment plan on a kitchen appliance cash flow management is Olympic-level mental gymnastics. But you have to admit, it sounds so empowering.
And this is the influencer logic that constantly surrounds Kevin and Tiffany. We see this montage of what social media preaches at us literally every single day. You deserve luxury, romanticize your life, you need to be in your soft life era. When Kevin genuinely asks what a soft life actually is, Marcus correctly identifies it as just a mix of expensive candles and severe financial instability. The pressure to project a wealthy, aesthetic lifestyle online actively pushes people to rely on these small payment traps just to keep up appearances. It's totally fake affordability explicitly engineered for the timeline.
But listen, that facade can only last so long. Welcome to Section 4, the breakdown. Time to hit rock bottom.
So, Kevin finally opens his banking app. At first, there's just silence. And then, the notifications start pouring in. Payment due, payment due, payment due. See, the true danger isn't in one isolated payment. The danger is stacking many small payments. Those tiny, fragmented bills have essentially fused together like some sort of giant, terrifying monster. And honestly, the absolute worst part? Kevin has totally forgotten what he even bought, when he bought it, and why he bought it. But the payments? Oh, the payments remembered.
Kevin just stares at his screen, completely defeated, and asks a question that resonates so deeply with all of us. Why is my past self such a villain? There's this dramatic pause, and suddenly that aesthetically pleasing credit card villain from the very beginning just casually appears, eating popcorn and gloats, because impulse shopping feels amazing. And I mean, that's the truth, isn't it? The rush of the purchase is very real, but it's incredibly fleeting, leaving the future version of you to clean up a massive mess.
In this incredibly emotional moment, Kevin admits he genuinely thought rich people just bought whatever they wanted whenever they wanted, because that's exactly what social media taught him. But Marcus steps up and delivers the core educational thesis of this entire explainer, giving us a stark reality check to contrast Kevin's chaos. He says, rich people usually buy freedom, not monthly payments. Wow. That line hits incredibly hard. It fundamentally redefines what wealth actually looks like. Wealth isn't a luxury blender on a payment plan. Wealth is the peace of mind of not owing anyone anything.
Which leads us to Section 5, the truth about modern spending. Let's talk about reclaiming control.
These apps are quite literally fighting a war for space on your screen and in your brain. Every single company out there wants 3 very specific things from you: your attention, your impulse, and your future income. They desperately want you to act before you have time to think. As Kevin, sadly, beautifully realizes, I financed happiness, and now happiness has interest rates. That right there is the heavy, exhausting toll of modern spending culture.
But hey, there is a way out. Marcus steps in with some actionable, totally grounded advice to give Kevin, and honestly, all of us watching, a small financial win. Step 1. Just cancel one payment. Seriously, just stop the bleeding on one single subscription. Step 2. Create a tiny budget. Don't overcomplicate it with massive spreadsheets. Just know exactly what's coming in and what's going out. Step 3. Track your expenses. Now, when Kevin inevitably complains that doing this feels emotionally exhausting, Marcus just simply replies, yeah, that's called responsibility. It's not glamorous at all. There's absolutely no confetti, but it is the only way to actually build that freedom Marcus was talking about.
But of course, surviving modern money culture is an ongoing daily battle. Just as Kevin starts getting his act together, we hit a cliffhanger. Kevin is right back to scrolling TikTok. A super flashy finance guru pops up and aggressively declares, "This stock could make people millionaires by next year." Kevin leans in, completely hooked all over again, and whispers, "I'm listening financially." And in the background, you can literally hear Marcus screaming, "No! Kevin, do not enter your crypto era!"
And that leaves us with the ultimate question. Will Kevin survive his crypto era? The next chapter of bad decisions and emotional damage is literally just around the corner. But what you really need to take away from this explainer is that whether it's 4 easy payments or the next super hot stock tip, the psychological traps are identical. These systems want your impulse, but your actual financial freedom depends entirely on your patience. So, are you making decisions for future you, or are you just letting the apps use digital confetti to trick you into going broke? Think about it. Make sure you subscribe to this explainer so you can keep surviving modern money culture with us, one bad decision at a time. Catch you on the next one.